Now let's talk about Bangladesh. A few minutes back, the interim government took charge. Nobel laureate Mohammad Yunus will lead it. He'll serve as the chief advisor of the country, sort of like a temporary prime minister. And what about his team? Well, along with Yunus, 16 other advisors took the oath of office today. They will have the same powers as a government minister, and none of them is a mainstream politician. These advisors come from diverse backgrounds. Some of them are professionals, others are members of the civil society. Reports say student protesters have also been inducted in this interim government. So it's quite a diverse and unlikely group to lead a country, and that too in this time of chaos. Mohammad Yunus and his team are staring at a significant challenge. Their KRA is to put Bangladesh back on track. Yunus landed in the country only this afternoon and he was given a warm reception. Yunus was greeted by both the students and the military. He had a meeting with them at the airport, and that's where the name of the other advisors were finalized, the names. So the military, the students and Mohammad Yunus. That's the team Dhaka has got. Later in the day, they held a press conference, Yunus along with the students, and he looked quite moved. At one point, he was holding back tears.
I remember Abu Saeed today. An unbelievably courageous youth he was. His image is engraved in the hearts of every person in the country. The country has been liberated for the second time with this.
He was referring to Abu Saeed, one of the first student protesters who was killed by the police in the protests over the past month. They were violent. We saw clashes and brutal crackdowns. The police force used bullets to silence the protesters and ended up killing dozens of them. Now that the regime has fallen, the cops are missing in action. A large number of them went into hiding after Monday. Bangladesh has some 650 police stations. Local media reports say 450 stations were impacted by Monday's violence. In Dhaka alone, many police stations have been destroyed. Their windows are broken. Police vehicles and furniture have been torched. Basically, the Bangladesh police force has collapsed. So the job of policing has fallen to the army. As of this morning, Bangladeshi soldiers were guarding multiple government buildings. And Mohammad Yunus spoke about this today. He said restoring law and order was his first priority.
Our first order of business should be to restore law and order. Until that is taken care of, we will not be able to proceed to further improve the situation. You have shown faith in me, and the students here have reassured me to carry out that duty. I request the residents of Bangladesh to believe in me. If you do that, there will be not attacks at any locations in the country.
Stopping the attacks is the need of the hour, but Yunus will have to do a lot more to bring the country back on track. Look at the economy, for instance. The political chaos and churn hit Bangladeshi banks today. At least 6 banks faced protests from their own staff. And what do these officials want? They want punishment for corrupt bank owners and officials. The key target was the Bangladesh Bank. That's the central bank of the country, the Bangladesh Bank. Its governor's office was stormed today. Thankfully, the governor was not there when it happened. But the 5 other deputy governors were present, and they had to face the angry protesters. Later, the local press reported that these 5 deputy governors have resigned. This would further complicate the situation. The banking system was already showing signs of strain. Since Monday, banks have seen mass withdrawals in Bangladesh. Reports say large sums of cash have been taken out by politicians, by business owners, and by various other officials. There are no reports of bank run-ins yet, but the Bangladesh Bank is not taking chances. They've imposed limits on cash withdrawals today. At 100,000 takas, that's around $850, you cannot withdraw more than this sum. That is the limit. Officials say this restriction was only for today, but we must say that this is an evolving situation. It remains precarious, so we cannot really say what's coming tomorrow. Yunus and his team will have to monitor all of this closely. They also need to protect Bangladesh from external meddling. Sheikh Hasina's son has raised those concerns. His name is Sajib Wazid. He's a businessman living in the US. He says Pakistan is trying to meddle in Bangladesh, and the Pakistani spy agency ISI is fueling unrest in the country. So Wazid has made an appeal to New Delhi. He wants India to build international pressure and to ensure that democracy is restored in Bangladesh. More importantly, Wazid wants India's help in protecting the members of the Awami League. That's the party of Sheikh Hasina.
I had said my family will no longer be involved in politics, but the way our party leaders and workers are being attacked, we cannot give up.
Wazid had earlier said that Sheikh Hasina would never return to Bangladesh, but now he says she has changed her mind, that Sheikh Hasina has every intention to go back once democracy is restored in the country. That's how he put it. And will she return to active politics? Wazid says she has not decided yet. I'm sure she has more urgent matters to consider at the moment, like which country will give her asylum. It is safe to assume that Sheikh Hasina won't be able to return in a hurry if she returns at all. Bangladesh has taken a major turn. Chaos, conspiracy, revolution, whatever you call it, it has achieved the ouster of the Prime Minister. Now it is time to pick up the pieces and move forward. The world will be watching Yunus and his team.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup Bangladesh will be crossed to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alice Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
We start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Eric Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital.